For me, what is most important when I go into teaching a class is making sure the coordination is there, that the dancers are gradually warming up. I don't see class as a warm-up. For me, it is refining the technique, going back to zero as you do as a dancer each day, and going that little bit further. It doesn't mean developing exercises that are extremely difficult, but it's just about going back to zero and going to coordination, getting the dancers on their leg and dancing. You know, class isn't just exercises. We're not weightlifters, you know, we are dancers in the end, and that's something that I always try and incorporate in the bar, in the center. A lot of port de bras, a lot of use of arms, a lot of épaulement, and the breathing as well. To remember to breathe. As dancers, sometimes they forget to breathe. But in terms of preparation, the more and more I make in the moment, the dancers are able to execute the steps better, and what comes out from my repertoire in my head, it flows better as well. So yeah, I found if I plan too much, the class becomes rigid, and I don't enjoy it, and the dancers don't enjoy it, and also the pianist, you know, we can't forget the pianist. I feel if I'm inspired and I give good energy, that the dancers feed off of that, and so does the pianist, and it's this constant circle of energy. And if the pianist is inspired and gives this beautiful, you know, adagio or waltz for a pirouette, you know, it can make all the difference. So I didn't have your usual ballet school education that, you know, a lot of people have in Europe, or, you know, like in Russia and that. I didn't go to the National Ballet School from the first year to the end year. I started at an amateur school in my city in Australia. And I basically followed my sister because she was dancing before me, and which a lot of, I guess, male dancers perhaps had as well. I was assisting her classes from when I was in my mother's arms when she was breastfeeding. But, you know, I think creativity was just always around me as a child, and when I saw, you know, like the old Hollywood black and white films, you know, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, you know, of course, seeing the tap dancing and hearing that sound, I was kind of obsessed with it. I even asked my father at one point to glue metal to my my shoes. But anyway, yeah, I danced in an amateur school for many years, and at one point, well, actually, most of the time I was encouraged to do ballet, even though my main focus was jazz and tap and other things. But ballet was kind of that constant that I was told, you have to do it, you have to do it, you have, you know, something there special, keep going. And I followed the Royal Academy of Dance exams, which a lot of people do in Australia. It wasn't until my teens when someone told me about full-time ballet schools. There was one in my city at the time, Queensland Ballet, Queensland Dance School of Excellence, and only from then did I really take the learn the male technique, you know. So I learned quite late, like 15, 16 years of age. And from there, I went to the Australian Ballet School, where I really was retrained and learned the basics as best I could, and of course pas de deux, which is so important for men, and contemporary dance, Martha Graham technique and all that. Graduated from there, and I was very lucky to get a contract with the West Australian Ballet. I stayed there for a year and a half, and from there I went to Europe. I went to Belgium with the Royal Ballet of Flanders, where I spent 9 years with director Catherine Bennett. And there was like a big feast of repertoire of different styles, choreographers, everything. we did a lot of work from William Forsythe, and I think doing his work as a dancer, you grow so much. It changes you as a dancer. It's incredible. Once you've done a piece of his, you learn so much about your body, pushing yourself to your limits, and pushing your technique and physicality, everything, learning of how to play with musicality in different ways. And we also did a lot of Killian, Balanchine, classics by Marcia Haydé, John Cranko ballets, and it was a wonderful experience. We traveled the world, went to all the major theaters, and yeah, I was just very, very lucky to be there in that golden time. After that, I took a big leap and went to Kazakhstan, where I joined Astana Ballet. That was originally an all-female company, and when I moved there with my partner, Ricardo Amarante, we kind of restructured or helped restructure the company and introduced male dancers and international repertoire, our own choreography as well. That was a complete other experience, new culture, new language. I think somehow, you know, as dancers, we love challenges, and when we get comfortable, we're always searching for that next big challenge, and this was a very big one indeed. But I learned a lot being there, and since being there, I also got into teaching and coaching as well, like ballet master. And then I found myself here in Estonia with Estonian National Ballet. So it's been also a great big challenge and new experience for me, because in this theater, we are rehearsing minimum 2 or 3 different ballets every week. And almost every week we have 2 to 4 performances of ballet. So it's a different way of working. It's a lot faster. Rehearsal times are shorter, so we have to be more prepared and concise and do our best for the dancers. But what has been absolutely amazing is being a part of this journey of Corsair by Jose Martinez. And we've been very fortunate to have Agnes Litas too, who has been the assistant choreographer and who has staged a big bulk of the ballet. And it's just been really beautiful and refreshing, personally for me, to come back to the European style, the French technique, the French style, the French coordination of arms, port de bras. It is so pure and natural and coordinated once you understand and you find that coordination. My career as a dancer was such a mixed fruit salad. So I had the Royal Academy training, I had Russian training, I had European training as well. So I take little bits from each of those experiences, and that's what I put into my class. And in the end, I just want dancers to dance and find the freedom of movement within their technique. I was very lucky, I feel, to dance what I got to dance in my career. And you know, I don't have any regrets. I'm happy where I am in my life. And when I see the dancers in class and rehearsals, I love watching them. I love dancers, but I'm glad I'm not them in their position anymore.